the team. Riley, how about you take it? Start it off here. Tell me about the state championship.
Yes, sir. We started working early October. We had some very late practices, but we got working early in the season. After our first game, we realized that we had championship capability on the team. If we just put the work into it, that we knew that it would pay off in the end.
And it certainly did.
For sure, yes, sir.
And your full name?
Riley Powers.
Riley Powers. So if you're listening and you know Riley Powers, he's obviously representing himself and Oak Mountain Academy well. Brian, I was wondering, what would you say some of the most what's a good way to put it? What are some things that you guys had to overcome to accomplish the state championship?
Well, previously beforehand, we weren't as strong as a team. Our record wasn't as good, so we had to overcome that factor that we could be better. We had to gain our confidence back as a team, and I'd say that was probably the hardest thing to overcome.
Sure, of course, because, I mean, you have what's come before, and you have to break that mold and make the team yourself. So who did you guys play against this weekend?
Well, in the semifinals, we played against, I believe, Twiggs Academy, and in the championship game, we played Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson. Wow. Were they, Riley, tell me, what was their team like? Were they a pretty solid adversary?
They were a good team. They had a really good post. He was an exceptional number 21. His name was Jerry Thomas. He's a great post, great athlete. But they were filled with shooters around him, so it was very dangerous for on the defensive end. We had to make sure we had all bases covered because it was difficult to guard them.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, of course. Now, so what did it feel like when you guys won? Give me both of you, your takes on that feeling when you knew that you were the state champions.
It was relieving. It was a relieving feeling because last year we made it to the state championship as well, but we lost. And so it was awful being on that side of it, but then coming back the next year, winning was the most relieving feeling ever. I was so proud of the boys that put in the hard work.
Excellent. And Riley, if you had to thank someone, if you had to show gratitude for somebody for this state championship win, who would you have to throw that to?
Definitely our coaches. Coach Owens is our assistant coach. Great man. I love him with all my heart. He put in an excellent amount of work, and his passion for the game is you can't match it. It's unbeatable. And then Coach Barkley, our head coach, he's a great man also. He put in the most of all.
Excellent. All right. Brian, tell me, what did it feel like for you when you guys when you knew that you were the state champions? Describe that feeling to the listeners.
At first, it was a weird feeling because it's like, wow, I'm a state champion, because not everybody gets to that level. So it was just a surreal moment. I was happy to be celebrated with my brothers, man. It was just a great experience.
Excellent. And do you have anyone that you want to show gratitude for the helping accomplish this win?
A number of people, my boys for helping us put in the work, our coaches, and mainly my family back at the Bahamas. They just showed a number of just great support there. I remember them just texting me before the game, just giving me just an earful.
Yeah, a lot of love and support.
A lot of love and support.
So you say that your family's from the Bahamas?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's beautiful there, I bet. Mm-hmm. Probably a lot warmer there than here right now.
Yes, sir.
And Brian, what's your last name?
Brian Ben.
Brian Ben. Well, Riley and Brian, thank you so much for the hard work that you put in. I know that everyone at Oak Mountain Academy and all over West Georgia is super proud of your accomplishments. And thank you also for joining me here on the program today.
Thank you. We appreciate your time.
Of course. Now on the other end of the spectrum, equally impressive, this is probably would have been more my speed because I wear glasses. And although I'm tall, I can't throw a paper ball into a trash can. So we got the academic team right here. They are the Quiz Bowl Team State Champions. We got Sarah and Samuel. Sarah, what's your last name?
Richardson.
Sarah Richardson. And Samuel?
Urban.
Urban.
E-R-B-E-N.
Like Carl Urban, the actor. He's great. Excellent. And so tell me about this. Give me an idea about the work. What did you have to do in preparation for the Quiz Bowl? How many contests did you have to, come out on top on?
Well, we do a lot of competitions starting around September-ish, and usually have 2 a month or possibly 4 a month, depending on what it is. And we do multiple different leagues. Like we have a Christian league we compete in. We have GATO, which is the big public school league. We do GISA and that kind of thing. Some of them are not as important, I guess, in trying to get a state title. But some of them are regions where you can qualify for that. And we've gotten 2 state titles in the GAPS, that Christian league, where it was the GAPS History Bowl and the GAPS just regular quiz bowl. And we did a lot of the GAPS tournaments early in the year to prepare for that. There's not really a solid way to prepare for it, I don't think. You just have to know stuff. You just have to know.
You just have a general knowledge about a lot of different subjects.
Well, there is still a lot of preparation that's involved in going to these tournaments. We do a lot of practices. We practice multiple times a week where we meet together and we go over different questions, learn how the actual clues and everything, work together as a team, and here's the patterns that are involved in the questions. And like Sarah said, we go to these tournaments where we actually really get true actual experience playing against other teams, and that really helps us get calmer and really helps us learn how to actually compete better. And it's a culmination of all these tournaments and practices that really helped us win these titles this year. I believe the GAPS General Quiz Bowl competition, I've competed in that tournament, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times before this year, and each year making it to the semifinal or final, and it was this year we finally won it.
What do you think pushed you guys over into winning this year?
Well, being together for so long, Sarah and I was on the team starting 6th grade, and Sarah was on the team starting 7th grade, and we've been playing together since then. And really, it's all those years we hear the questions, hear the clues, learn each other and how we play, and develop teamwork to get those questions.
Excellent.
And then eventually we learned to specialize in different sections of knowledge where he can do a lot of science and that kind of thing. And I usually end up with history and literature and art, and we're very different people, as you can see in that regard. But, you know.
So what was the winning question? Do y'all remember?
Oh, at the GAPS region history, at the GAPS State History Bowl, it was a 5-point win, which is not that much. It was against our rivals too, Killing Hill. We didn't answer it because we were already ahead, and if we'd answered it, we could have opened up possibility for bonuses, and if you open up possibility for bonuses, the other team could answer it and get ahead of you. So I'd ask, what's the governing body of Russia? No one knew it. It's the Duma, by the way. We figured that out.
Oh, wow.
But we didn't know it. They didn't know it. So therefore, we won by 5 points. And we beat them again at the State Quiz Bowl in that same fashion.
Excellent. Do they are your opponents, were they so miserable that you guys took it from them?
Yeah, it was funny because at the start of the match, the Killing Hill, they're a lot of fun. We enjoy hanging out with them sometimes. It's kind of a friendly rivalry.
Sure.
But at the beginning of the match, it's kind of, you could see like they were really excited, energetic, ready to win. They were talkative, loud. But then when we start getting really close and everything, you could see a little bit of frustration. And then especially, I think, at the GAPS History Bowl, when it came down to the last question, we were ahead by 5 points. And it was a question nobody knew. You could see in their eyes how sad they suddenly got.
Yeah, for sure. Samuel over here, he's a grown man. He's got a voice deeper than me. This is crazy. That's fantastic. So are you guys seniors or juniors? What you guys?
We're both juniors.
Okay, so are you guys going to be competing next year?
Yeah. We actually have a relatively young team. It's us 2 juniors, and then we have we have actually a 3rd junior. Sorry. Let's see. Main players are 3 juniors, a sophomore, and a freshman.
Excellent.
So we're pretty young. We play against teams that have just mostly seniors on them.
For sure. Now, Sarah, what are you guys going to be doing to prepare for next year?
Well, I don't think we're focused on next year as much right now because we are considering going to the History Bowl the national competition for History Bowl because we qualified this weekend for that. But we're also preparing to go to Small School Nationals in Chicago this year, the NNQT Small School Nationals. So we have it's going to help us for next year too. We have binders of these lists where we're memorizing information from like Norse mythology, Egyptian mythology, scientific inventors, whatever, ancient empires, that kind of
Can
thing.
I come along for the Norse mythology? Because I know a lot of the Elder
Please,
Futhark.
I
don't know.
hate learning that. It's
Okay.
so hard.
Well, thank y'all so much for joining me on the show, on the program here. Now, I wanted to skip back over here to Riley and Brian. So, and your name last name one more time?
Powers.
Powers. I wanted to make sure that I give your guys' full names as much as possible, since mom and dad's listening at home, And you're also going to have the video of this that you guys can share and flex on all of your the teams that you beat and let them know that you came on the radio and talked about winning. So, whereas they have a friendly rivalry, I like to just imagine that you guys are like picking up your enemies and just putting them through the hoop. That's what I like to
Sure,
imagine.
yes, sir.
So tell me, Riley, first tell me what are y'all's plans to how are you personally going to try to prepare for next year? Are you guys seniors or juniors?
I'm a senior. Yes,
You're a
sir.
senior?
I'm a sophomore.
You're a sophomore? Wow. All right. Okay. So what's your moves from here, Riley? Are you going to be trying to play basketball in college?
I'm not trying to play basketball for now. I considered walking on somewhere, but I don't know if I'm good enough yet. But I'm going to play soccer in the fall, actually.
Excellent. Right on. So that's your other passion?
Yes, sir. For sure.
What do you think you're better at? As a state champion in basketball.
Soccer.
Soccer? Wow.
Soccer.
Well, I can't wait to see what you accomplish in soccer. That's great. Is there like a state championship for soccer?
3-time, yes, sir. Back to back to back.
What's up? All right. Nice. Oak Mountain Academy. All right, Brian, same question. As a sophomore, you have a few years to go. Is there anything that you're going to try to do to help increase your chances of winning again next year?
Just a lot of work in the off season. That's all I could say. Just a lot of work that we have to put in. Because if we want to get back to that same level, we just got to put in the work.
For sure. So are you planning on playing basketball for the rest of your time at Oak Mountain?
Possibly.
Do you play any other sports?
No, sir.
Are you also on the academic team?
Wish I could be as cool as them.
Yeah, I know, man. Me too. I wish my voice was as deep as Sam's over here. So now do you say that you don't play any other sports?
No, sir.
Excellent. Or do you have any passions? What are things that you're interested in outside of basketball in school?
I do read a lot.
What's your favorite book?
Favorite book? The light novel Solo Leveling.
Check that out. Well, you're going to have to write that down so I can check that out because I have not heard of that one.
Yes,
It was a pleasure and a joy to have Oak Mountain Academy on this morning. We only have about 2 minutes left. So I wanted to go to all four of y'all. If there's anyone you want to say a special shout out to, family, friends, whatever, take it away.
Well, first, I just want to thank Miss Kilgore for letting us be on the show and picking us 4 individuals. She could have picked anybody, but we're grateful that she picked us.
Excellent. And Katie's right here. Thank you, Katie. All right, take it away, Brian.
Okay, going back to my family from the Bahamas. Thank you guys for all y'all support, giving me an earful all the time. Yeah.
Excellent. So all the family that's out in the Bahamas, I wish that I was there. And thank you for all the support that you show, Brian, because it obviously worked. They brought home the gold. So as you're watching this YouTube video, this Facebook Live video, you'll know. All right, Sarah, take it away.
I would like to thank our coach, Mr. Loudit, for help practicing with us, and he's very good, and he's also our college counselor, so he's going to help us in that respect. And my dad for being so willing to go to all these tournaments with me and read and do. He's been a very big support for me in this endeavor.
I'm just imagining that he has like tons of papers and books laid out, trying to memorize everything, trying to help you learn everything.
Yeah.
All right, and Samuel.
I probably have to just thank everybody on the team for just coming out every Saturday, but almost all giving up so many Saturdays just to come to these tournaments, because all these tournaments are like in Atlanta and maybe sometimes in Greensboro or past Atlanta or down in Macon, and they're all on Saturdays. And I just have to thank the whole team for giving up so many of their Saturdays and getting up at 6 or 6:30 on the Saturdays to go to these tournaments to compete with me. So I just give a shout out to all my teammates and thank them for that.
Excellent. Well, Oak Mountain Academy, ladies and gentlemen, Riley, Brian, Sarah, Samuel, thank y'all so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
we'll see y'all next year.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank y'all.